She said, "My dad will like you, I believe in you." I answered, "I won't let you down." The blue oceans shimmered like glass, while the continents shifted slowly under the sunlight. For most people, this view would have been enough to take their breath away. But for Alex, the view was a reminder of the challenges that awaited. Humanity was about to meet beings far older, far smarter, and far more advanced than anyone could imagine. Ever since the announcement of the first contact mission, Alex had been preparing for this moment. Not with weapons, not with military strategy, but with human ingenuity. Every simulation, every test, every late night spent in the lab had led to this, and yet doubt lingered as it always did. "Alex, are you okay?" The voice came over the intercom. It was Leah. Alex turned, forcing a small smile. "Yeah, just thinking." Leah's laugh was soft, light, carrying a warmth that somehow made the station feel less like a cold metal shell in space. "Thinking can be dangerous sometimes," she teased. "Remember to eat something. Your brain needs fuel." "I'll try," he replied. "It's not like there's a cafeteria floating around." "True, but at least you have me to nag you," she said. There was a pause, then she added almost shyly, "I sent you a message before, I meant it. My dad will like you, I believe in you." Alex felt a spark of something deep inside him, not just pride, but a quiet, steady warmth. Someone believed in him. Not just anyone, but Leah, who had grown up around the alien envoy and knew the stakes better than anyone. "I won't let you down," he answered, his voice firm. The line went silent for a moment, then a soft, encouraging, "I know you won't," came back. Alex set the communicator down and returned his gaze to Earth. The station felt larger and emptier than ever. It was a perfect place to feel small. But humanity had a way of turning smallness into greatness, and he was determined that today, his smallness would make a difference. The station's command center was buzzing with activity. Engineers and scientists moved from console to console, checking readings, running simulations, and monitoring communications. Everyone knew the importance of today. The alien fleet had been orbiting the outer edge of the solar system for weeks, observing humanity, analyzing its patterns, waiting for proof that humans were worth communicating with. And that proof, at least in this moment, depended on Alex. He walked to his workstation, adjusting the tools clipped to his belt. His eyes scanned the panels, reviewing the docking protocols. Every calculation had to be perfect. Even the smallest mistake could mean disaster. "Alex," called Commander Reyes, the mission lead, "how's your setup coming?" "Almost ready, sir," Alex replied, keeping his tone professional. Inside, though, his heart was racing. This wasn't just about technology. It was about humanity. About showing that humans could adapt, think, and act in ways no machine or AI could replicate. Reyes nodded. "Good. Remember, they're watching. Not just for mistakes, but for creativity. They'll know if we're trying to fake it. Don't overthink, just be human." Alex smiled faintly. That was easier said than done. Being human had never been simple, and now being human meant carrying the hopes of billions of people. He returned to his console, running the final system checks. The docking interface for the alien craft was unlike anything designed for Earth tech. It required intuitive problem-solving, not just programming. Alex's mind raced as he simulated various docking sequences, accounting for variables that humans had never encountered before. Alien gravitational fields, energy signatures, even the possibility that the aliens might communicate in ways humans couldn't immediately understand. Hours passed in tense silence, broken only by the occasional beep of a console or the soft hum of the station's life support systems. Alex's hands moved quickly, entering commands, adjusting frequencies, calibrating sensors. He felt a strange exhilaration. This was what humans did best, solve problems no one else could solve. Then the communications alert beeped, the alien fleet. "Alex," Reyes said, voice tight with anticipation, "they're opening the channel." Alex swallowed hard. He tapped a few keys, stabilizing the incoming signal. A holographic figure shimmered into existence before him, humanoid but distinctly alien. The features were sharp, the eyes deep pools of understanding. Alex's breath caught. This was the moment he had trained for his entire life. The alien's voice resonated, calm and measured. "Humans, you have been observed. We wish to see if you are worthy of dialogue. You may begin." Alex nodded, his hands steady despite the surge of adrenaline. "We are ready," he said. "We wish to communicate and learn from you." The alien studied him silently, a long pause that felt like hours. Then a tilt of its head, almost a gesture of approval. "Communication is not enough. We value ingenuity, adaptability, and understanding." "Prove it." Alex's mind raced. "Prove it. Not with weapons, not with brute force, but with creativity, with the uniquely human ability to think beyond programmed logic." He glanced at Leah's message on his console. "My dad will like you, I believe in you." He drew a deep breath. "Understood, we will demonstrate our abilities," he said. Reyes placed a hand on his shoulder. "Alex, whatever you do, trust yourself." "I will," he said, more to himself than to anyone else. The first test came quickly. A series of alien signals appeared on the console, patterns that made no sense at first glance. Static, pulses, irregular shifts in frequency, it looked like chaos. But Alex saw patterns where others saw randomness. He leaned closer, adjusting the calibration, tracing the pulses. Slowly, shapes emerged. The aliens weren't just testing technical skill, they were testing perception, patience, and interpretation. Hours blurred. Alex alternated between the console, his notes, and the holographic feed of the alien fleet. He experimented, failed, adapted, and tried again. Every solution brought a new challenge. Every misstep was a lesson. And through it all, the thought of Leah's faith in him kept him focused, reminding him that humans could rise to challenges no machine could. At one point, an alarm blared. The system had detected a misalignment in the docking interface. Alex's heart pounded. A failure here could ruin everything. But instead of panicking, he analyzed the data. He realized that the misalignment wasn't a flaw in the technology, but in the assumptions of the engineers. The aliens had designed the interface for a logic humans could only partially comprehend. With steady hands, Alex adjusted the parameters, creating a sequence that compensated for the difference. The system responded. Stabilization confirmed. The docking interface was ready. Reyes exhaled deeply. "Well done, Alex, that was brilliant." Alex felt a quiet pride. Not arrogance, not boasting, just satisfaction. Humanity had proven itself again. As the orbital station orbited silently, Alex returned to the observation window. The Earth below was peaceful, unaware of the silent victory taking place above. And yet, this was only the beginning. The aliens had set the stage for humanity to show its worth, and Alex knew that the trust Leah had placed in him was more than personal, it was symbolic. If humans could rise to this challenge, they could rise to any challenge the universe might present. He picked up the communicator. "Leah," he said, voice steady despite the fatigue, "I won't let you down." There was a pause, then her quiet, steady voice replied, "I know you won't, and neither will the rest of us." Alex smiled faintly. The path ahead was uncertain, dangerous, and full of unknowns, but for the first time he felt the full weight and joy of being human. And above all, he felt ready. The alien fleet hovered silently beyond the station's shields, an array of gleaming ships that seemed alive in their movements. They were massive, yet elegant, each one reflecting the pale light of distant stars. From the observation deck, Alex watched them, feeling both awe and a flicker of fear. These beings were not just advanced, they were far beyond human comprehension. And yet, here he was, expected to prove that humans belonged at the table of the cosmos. "Alex," Commander Reyes said, stepping beside him, "they've sent a direct transmission. It's a challenge." Alex nodded, his mind already racing. "What kind of challenge? Reyes shook his head. They won't say, they just want to see if we can think like them, adapt, innovate. Survive, I guess we'll find out. Alex took a deep breath. This was what he had been preparing for his entire life. Every late-night experiment, every failed simulation, every theory he had tested in his mind, all of it had led to this moment. He felt a quiet determination. Humans were not the strongest, the fastest, or the most precise. But humans had something else: ingenuity, creativity, resilience. The transmission began. A series of strange symbols and shifting lights filled the console. To any untrained eye, it looked like random patterns. But Alex recognized a rhythm, a logic hidden within the chaos. They want us to solve this, Alex muttered, but not like a machine. We need to understand it, interpret it, respond. Reyes frowned. You really think we can do this? Alex smiled faintly. We don't have a choice. And we're human. That gives us an advantage they don't expect. He set to work. His fingers moved over the console with precision, entering sequences, testing reactions, adjusting algorithms. Each attempt revealed new complexities. The aliens had not just created a puzzle, they had created a test of perception, patience, and intuition. Hours passed. Alex barely noticed the time, immersed in the challenge. His team worked around him, taking cues from his analysis, offering suggestions, making adjustments. There were moments of frustration when a sequence failed or a pattern slipped out of reach. But every failure was a lesson. Every mistake was a step closer to understanding. Leah's voice came through the communicator, soft and steady. Alex, I know it's hard, but you can do this. I believe in you. He smiled, a warmth spreading through him despite the tension. Thanks, Leah. I need that right now. The console flickered. A new sequence appeared, more complex than the first. It was as if the aliens had been watching their progress and were now testing the limits of human ingenuity. Alex studied it carefully, tracing the patterns with his eyes. He noticed a subtle repetition, a faint echo of an earlier sequence. It was small, almost imperceptible, but it was there. That's it, he said quietly. That's the clue. Reyes leaned over his shoulder. What do you mean? The pattern repeats, but with a twist, Alex explained. It's a test of adaptability. They want to see if we can recognize patterns and adjust in real time. He instructed the team to create a dynamic algorithm, one that could learn from each sequence and predict the next. It was risky. If they got it wrong, the system could overload. But humans had done risk before, and that risk had always been met with courage. The hours stretched into a long night. Alex felt the fatigue in his muscles, the ache in his eyes. Yet he pushed on, driven by the thought of Leah's faith, by the belief that humans could rise to any challenge. Finally, the console beeped. A successful match. The sequence was completed perfectly. Alex exhaled, a wave of relief washing over him. But there was no time to celebrate. The aliens responded immediately, sending a new, even more complex challenge. They're not easy, Reyes said quietly. I think they're testing not just skill, but endurance. Alex nodded. We can handle this. Humans are nothing if not persistent. The next test was different. It was no longer a simple pattern. Instead, it involved the station itself. The aliens projected holographic simulations, showing scenarios where the station systems were failing. Energy fluctuations, communication breakdowns, sensor errors, everything that could go wrong seemed to happen all at once. Alex realized the test was no longer just mental, it was practical. They had to fix the problems in real time, using limited resources and incomplete information. It was chaos, but it was the kind of chaos humans thrived in. Machines could follow instructions, but humans could improvise. Humans could create solutions out of nothing. He directed the team to divide tasks, focusing on the most critical systems first. One group stabilized the energy grid, another rerouted communication channels, while Alex worked on the sensors. Every move had to be precise. Every decision could mean success or failure. Alex, one engineer shouted. The primary interface is failing. Alex didn't panic. He examined the system, tracing the problem to a misalignment between their technology and the alien interface. We can fix this, he said, thinking quickly. He adjusted the alignment manually, bypassing automated systems that would have taken hours to recalibrate. The interface stabilized. The station hummed steadily. Alex felt a surge of triumph. The team had done it. But the aliens were watching, always pushing. Another simulation appeared, this one even stranger. It wasn't about fixing systems. It was about understanding. A scenario played out, showing an alien crew in distress. The humans were given no direct instructions, only vague hints. They had to interpret the situation, anticipate the needs of beings whose biology, technology, and logic were entirely alien. Alex stepped back, studying the hologram. He realized the solution wasn't technical. It was human. Empathy, reasoning, foresight. He instructed the team to act carefully, to observe, to respond thoughtfully. Minutes passed. Slowly, the simulation stabilized. The aliens were satisfied. Leah's voice came again, full of quiet pride. You're doing it, Alex. You really are showing them who humans are. Alex smiled, feeling a rare moment of warmth in the midst of tension. Thanks, it's not just me. The team, we're all human. That's what matters. The hours continued to pass, each challenge more complex than the last. Alex began to notice a pattern in the aliens' tests. They weren't just looking for technical skill. They were looking for creativity, for perseverance, for moral judgment. Every choice mattered, every response revealed something about humanity. At one point, a particularly difficult scenario appeared. The station's core systems were threatened by a cascading failure. The team tried conventional methods to stabilize it, but nothing worked. Panic started to ripple through the group. Alex took a deep breath. He knew this was the moment. They couldn't solve it the usual way. They had to think differently, to improvise, to use their limited tools in ways the aliens could not anticipate. He instructed the engineers to reroute energy through non-standard channels, to combine systems in ways that had never been attempted. It was risky, but it worked. The core stabilized. The team exhaled in relief, exhausted but triumphant. Reyes shook his head, smiling despite the tension. I can't believe that worked. Humans, you really are remarkable. Alex smiled, thinking of Leah's words. My dad will like you, I believe in you. He realized that her faith was more than personal, it was symbolic. Humans had a reputation for being unpredictable, for thinking outside the box, for rising to challenges no machine could. And today, they were proving it. The final test of the day arrived unexpectedly. A new sequence of alien signals appeared, but this time it was different. It wasn't about solving a puzzle or fixing a system. It was about communication, about connecting, understanding, and responding in a way that transcended language and logic. Alex studied the signals, sensing a rhythm, a subtle message. He realized the aliens wanted to see how humans could connect, empathize, and understand. Not just as engineers, not just as problem solvers, but as sentient beings capable of thought, emotion, and moral judgment. He directed the team to respond carefully, using a combination of visual patterns, energy pulses, and logical sequences. It was delicate work, requiring patience, observation, and intuition. And then, finally, a response came from the aliens. A signal of approval, subtle but unmistakable. Alex felt a wave of relief and pride. They had done it. Humans had passed the first major test. They had demonstrated ingenuity, adaptability, and understanding. They had shown that, even in the face of overwhelming odds, humans could rise to challenges no one else could. Reyes clapped him on the shoulder. Well done, Alex. Humanity, we did it. You did it. Alex smiled, thinking of Leah. He picked up the communicator, voice steady despite the fatigue. Leah, we did it. They're impressed. There was a pause, then her quiet, steady voice replied, "I knew you would. I never doubted it." Alex closed his eyes for a moment, letting the tension drain away. The path ahead was still long, full of unknowns and challenges. But today they had proven something vital. Humans were capable of rising to the occasion, of thinking, creating, and understanding in ways no one could have predicted. And above all, he felt ready. Alex was finally beginning to feel a small sense of accomplishment. The first challenges from the aliens had been overcome. The team had shown creativity, adaptability, and understanding. Humanity had earned a small measure of respect from beings far beyond their comprehension. But the calm did not last long. A sudden alarm blared through the station. Red lights flashed and the soft hum of the life support system stuttered. Alex froze for a second, heart pounding. Something was wrong, very wrong. "Alex," Commander Reyes shouted from the doorway. "We have a major problem. The outer sensors are detecting something. I don't even know what to call it. It's moving through the system, energy fluctuations, gravity distortions, and some kind of interference with communications." Alex's mind raced. "Can we isolate it?" The consoles beeped. The readouts were confusing, almost unreadable. The anomaly seemed to react to their sensors, almost as if it were alive, aware of their presence. The alien fleet, too, appeared to monitor it, hovering silently but watching. "It's unlike anything we've ever seen," Reyes said, voice tight with worry. "It's affecting all systems, power, communications, even the structural integrity monitors. If it reaches the station core, we could be in serious trouble." Alex's chest tightened, but he forced himself to think clearly. Panic would solve nothing. Humans had survived impossible situations before, not because they were strongest or fastest, but because they could adapt, improvise, and persevere. "Okay," Alex said, taking control. "First, we stabilize the most critical systems. Life support, energy grid, and core stabilizers. We'll need manual intervention. Automated systems might fail under the anomaly's interference." A group of engineers scrambled to follow his instructions, each moving with precision. Alex moved from console to console, tracing anomalies, adjusting circuits, recalibrating sensors, and issuing orders. The anomaly shifted again, and suddenly one of the outer sensor arrays went dark. "Alex," an engineer shouted, "the main array is offline. We're blind out here." He gritted his teeth. "We'll work with what we have. Send a team to the manual override. I'll handle the diagnostics here." Hours passed in tense silence, broken only by alarms and frantic communications. The anomaly seemed almost intelligent, testing them, probing weaknesses in their systems. Every time the engineers fixed one problem, another appeared. Alex's mind worked in overdrive. He recalled patterns from previous tests, sequences from alien communications, anything that might provide insight. Slowly, a theory formed. The anomaly reacted to energy fluctuations, almost as if it could sense the humans' attempts to correct it. "We can't fight it directly," Alex said aloud. "We need to work around it, anticipate its behavior, predict it." Reyes frowned. "Predict a sentient anomaly? That's impossible." Alex shook his head. "Not impossible, just requires thinking differently. We're human. That's what we do." He directed a team to create a feedback loop, using smaller, controlled energy pulses to trick the anomaly into stabilizing temporarily. Another team rerouted essential power systems through alternative channels, keeping life support and communications functional. Alex coordinated each movement, anticipating failures before they happened, improvising solutions that no AI or algorithm could have devised. Time became fluid. Hours stretched and exhaustion gnawed at every member of the team. Still, they pushed forward. The anomaly shifted unpredictably, creating new challenges at every turn. Yet with each problem solved, Alex could feel the team growing stronger, more synchronized. The human spirit was relentless. Then, an even more troubling alert appeared. The anomaly was approaching the station core. If it reached that, the energy fluctuations could tear through the hull, potentially destroying everything. Alex knew there was no time for conventional repairs. He quickly analyzed the data. There was a small window of opportunity, a sequence of adjustments that could temporarily stabilize the core. It would require split-second timing and coordination between multiple teams. "Raise," Alex said, voice steady despite the fear gnawing at him. "This is it. We have to act now. Everyone has to follow my instructions exactly. One mistake and the core fails." Raise nodded. "Do it, Alex. Lead the way." Alex barked commands, moving from console to console, directing energy reroutes, sensor recalibrations, and manual adjustments. The engineers worked furiously, each movement precise, each decision calculated. The anomaly seemed to respond, shifting unpredictably, almost as if it were testing them, challenging them. Alex's pulse raced, but he kept his focus, drawing on every experience, every skill, every lesson from countless simulations. "Now!" he shouted. The teams executed the final sequence simultaneously. Energy pulses synchronized, power systems rerouted, and stabilizers engaged. The station shuddered as the anomaly reacted, then the alert stopped. The lights stabilized, the hum returned, and the red alarms fell silent. Alex exhaled, hands trembling slightly from adrenaline. They had done it. They had survived the anomaly. Reyes placed a hand on his shoulder. "Alex, I don't know how you did it, but you saved us all." Alex shook his head, smiling faintly. "We all did it together." But the anomaly was not gone. It had retreated, lingering at the edge of their sensors, almost as if it were waiting. Alex knew it wasn't over. The aliens had not set this up as a simple problem. They had created a situation that tested every human strength, courage, ingenuity, and collaboration. He glanced at the communication panel. Leah's voice came through, calm and encouraging. "Alex, are you okay? You sound tired." "I'm fine," he said, though the fatigue weighed heavily. "It's been a long day." "You did it," she said softly. "I knew you could. I knew humans could." Alex felt a warmth spread through him. Leah's faith in him had not been misplaced. And her belief was more than encouragement. It was a reminder of humanity's strength. Humans were not machines. They could feel, adapt, improvise, and persevere. He moved to the observation window, watching the anomaly flicker at the edge of the station's sensor range. It was strange, almost beautiful, like a living shadow dancing against the stars. Alex couldn't help but feel a strange respect for it. The anomaly had pushed them to the edge, forced them to test every skill and every ounce of courage. And in doing so, it had revealed something fundamental about humans. They did not give up. They did not surrender. They adapted. They overcame. Reyes came to stand beside him. "Do you think it will come back?" Alex nodded slowly. "Maybe, but if it does, we'll be ready." Humans always find a way. The crew gathered for a brief moment of quiet reflection. Everyone was exhausted, yet there was a sense of shared pride. They had faced an impossible dilemma and survived. They had proven that human ingenuity and teamwork could overcome challenges no one else could. Hours later, the station systems returned to normal, and the anomaly remained at a distance, silent but present. Alex finally allowed himself to sit, feeling the weight of the day pressing down. The alien challenges were only beginning, and yet he felt a quiet confidence. Humans had a way of rising to the occasion, of turning impossible situations into triumphs. He picked up the communicator, voice calm but resolute. "Leah, we faced something incredible today. Something we didn't understand, and yet we survived. Humans, we survived." Her voice, soft and unwavering, came back. "I knew you would, Alex. You always find a way." "That's why I believe in you." Alex smiled faintly. Her faith was more than a message, it was a guiding light. No matter what came next, humans would face it together, with courage, creativity, and resilience. The stars outside seemed brighter now, a reminder that even in the vastness of space, humans had a place. They were clever, determined, and unyielding. And Alex knew, deep in his heart, that whatever challenges lay ahead, humanity would rise to meet them. He leaned back, allowing himself a rare moment of rest. The anomaly might return. The alien challenges might become harder, but humans had already proven something vital. They did not give up. They adapted. They persevered. They overcame. And above all, Alex felt ready for whatever came next. The anomaly had retreated, but its presence lingered in Alex's mind. It had been more than a challenge. It had been a test, a reminder that the universe was not a place where humans could rely only on strength or technology. They had survived by thinking differently, by trusting one another, and by refusing to give up. And now, the alien fleet was watching more closely than ever. Alex walked through the command center, observing the crew as they monitored the alien signals. Everyone was tired, their faces pale from long hours of vigilance, but their eyes carried a spark of determination. This was the moment that mattered, not survival but proving the unique strength of humanity. Commander Reyes approached him. "Alex, they've sent a new message. It's not a puzzle this time, it's a situation. They want to see how humans act under pressure when morality, strategy, and creativity collide." Alex frowned. "Explain." Reyes handed him a tablet showing a holographic simulation. Alien vessels were in distress, their energy cores unstable, communication lines broken. A chain reaction threatened to disable their fleet unless someone acted quickly to stabilize it. But the solution wasn't obvious. Conventional methods failed in the simulation. It required creative thinking, teamwork, and an understanding of the alien technology's principles, without harming the aliens themselves. Alex's pulse quickened. This was more than a test of skill. It was a test of empathy, reasoning, and ingenuity, the very traits that defined humans. He turned to the crew. "Listen carefully. We have to stabilize their systems without direct instructions. We need to interpret the patterns, anticipate needs, and act. Every action matters." The engineers and scientists nodded, gathering around their stations. Alex's mind raced through possibilities. He remembered Leah's words, "My dad will like you, I believe in you." Her faith wasn't just encouragement. It was a reminder that humans could rise to challenges no machine or AI could meet. Hours passed in tense concentration. Alex led the team, guiding their efforts while carefully analyzing the alien systems. They had to balance energy flows, adjust signal transmissions, and reroute critical functions, all without full understanding of the alien principles. Mistakes could cause disaster. "Alex," one engineer shouted, "the energy relay is fluctuating too fast. We can't stabilize it with conventional methods." Alex studied the readouts. He realized the solution required a combination of unconventional human strategies and intuitive problem-solving. The aliens had designed their systems for precision, but humans could approach problems differently, creatively, unpredictably, and adaptively. "Think outside the box," Alex said, voice steady. "We'll combine partial data with pattern recognition. Use predictive sequences, not exact calculations. Trust your instincts." The crew moved quickly, following his instructions. They rerouted power in unexpected ways, created temporary feedback loops, and synchronized adjustments with near-perfect timing. Alex coordinated every step, anticipating problems before they arose. Minutes stretched into tense hours. The holographic simulation flickered, responding to their interventions. The alien system stabilized incrementally, each success building on the previous one. Alex felt a quiet thrill. Humanity's strength wasn't brute force. It was ingenuity, empathy, and the ability to collaborate under pressure. Suddenly, a new alert appeared. One alien vessel was critically unstable, its core nearing meltdown. If they failed, the simulation suggested a cascading failure across the fleet. Alex took a deep breath. "This is it. We need a solution that's fast, precise, and creative." Let's combine everything we've learned so far, pattern recognition, adaptive reroutes, and predictive feedback loops, and we need to act simultaneously. He divided the team into coordinated groups, each taking responsibility for specific systems. Alex himself monitored the most complex functions, applying intuition and human reasoning where algorithms could not suffice. "Now," he shouted. The teams executed the sequence, each move carefully timed and synchronized. The station shuddered as energy flows shifted, circuits adjusted, and the alien vessel stabilized. A moment of silence followed. Then, a signal flashed from the alien fleet, a clear acknowledgement of success. The aliens had not just accepted the solution, they had recognized it as an act of ingenuity, a human approach to a complex problem. Alex exhaled, relief flooding him, but he didn't relax completely. The alien leader had not yet spoken directly, and Alex knew that recognition from the fleet was only the first step. Then, the communication panel activated. A holographic figure appeared, sharp-featured, eyes deep with intelligence. The alien leader addressed Alex directly, voice calm but commanding. "You have demonstrated something unexpected," it said. "Not strength, not brute calculation, but understanding, creativity, and coordination. You have shown us the signature of your species. You are worthy of further dialogue." Alex felt a thrill of accomplishment. Humanity had passed the test, not through weapons, not through sheer power, but through thought, empathy, and ingenuity. "Thank you," Alex said, voice steady. We want to learn from you and share what we can. Humanity has much to offer, and we hope to build trust." The alien leader regarded him silently for a moment, then inclined its head. "Your species shows promise. We will observe further. But know this, your ingenuity and morality set you apart. You have made a lasting impression." Ray stepped beside Alex, eyes shining. "You did it, Alex. You showed them who humans really are." Alex nodded, thinking of Leah. Her faith had been more than a comfort, it had been a guide. Humans had faced impossible odds and they had risen. They had acted with courage, creativity, and empathy. That was what set them apart. Later, in the quiet of the observation deck, Alex looked at the stars, reflecting on what had just happened. The alien fleet remained distant but no longer threatening. They had been tested, and humanity had answered in a way that no one could have predicted. Leah's voice came over the communicator. "Alex, they noticed. You did it. I knew you could." Alex smiled faintly. "Thanks, Leah, but it wasn't just me. The team, we all did it. Humans together, we're unpredictable, adaptive, clever, and we don't give up." Her laughter was soft and warm. "Exactly. That's why I believe in you. That's why I believe in us." Alex felt a quiet pride. Humanity had survived impossible tests, faced intelligent anomalies, and proven its worth to beings far beyond their comprehension. They had done it not by being stronger, faster, or more precise, but by being human, creative, resilient, empathetic, and endlessly adaptable. Rays came to stand beside him, watching the distant alien fleet. "Alex, this is only the beginning. They'll test us further. More challenges, more situations, but I think we're ready." Alex nodded, eyes fixed on the stars. "We have to be. Humans always find a way, and whatever comes next, we'll face it together." The crew gathered for a brief moment of reflection, exhausted but proud. They had faced extraordinary challenges and emerged stronger. Humanity had demonstrated a unique strength, the ability to think, to adapt, and to act with both intelligence and empathy. Alex returned to the observation window, looking down at the Earth spinning silently below. It was a small planet, fragile and blue, but it had produced beings capable of ingenuity and courage. Beings capable of facing the unknown, surviving, and leaving a mark on the universe. He felt a quiet confidence. Humanity had shown its signature, its creativity, its morality, its resilience. And that signature would carry them forward through whatever tests and challenges lay ahead. He picked up the communicator. "Leah, we've done it. We've shown them who humans are." Her voice, soft and unwavering, came back. "I knew you would. You always find a way, that's why I believe in you." Alex smiled, letting the moment sink in. Humanity had proven itself and the universe had noticed. They were clever, determined, and capable of greatness. And as long as they kept that spirit alive, nothing could stop them. The stars outside seemed brighter now, a reminder that even in the vastness of space, humans had a place. They had shown ingenuity, empathy, and courage, and the aliens had seen it. And above all, Alex felt ready for the final challenges that awaited. The alien fleet hung silently beyond the station's shields, a vast assembly of ships that reflected the light of distant stars. Every crew member on the station felt the weight of the moment. Humanity had faced impossible challenges, navigated complex alien systems, survived the anomaly, and demonstrated creativity, empathy, and ingenuity. Now, the final step awaited. Alex stood in the command center, surveying his exhausted but determined team. Each of them had contributed, endured, and improvised in ways that no human or machine could replicate. Today was the culmination of weeks of preparation, months of anticipation, and years of dreaming. Commander Reyes approached, his face a mixture of pride and gravity. "Alex, they've requested a final demonstration, something symbolic, something that shows not just skill but who we are as a species." Alex's heart raced. He had expected technical challenges, simulations, or anomalies, but a symbolic demonstration. He understood immediately. The aliens wanted to see humanity's essence. Not raw intelligence, not brute power, but what made humans unique: collaboration, empathy, morality, and ingenuity. "Let's do it," Alex said quietly. "Let's show them what humans really are." The aliens' transmission appeared on the main holographic display, revealing a vast alien system in simulated peril. It was a problem no single human, and perhaps no single species, could solve alone. The challenge involved stabilizing multiple energy nodes, rerouting communications, and preventing cascading failures that could affect an entire planetary network. The solution required not only technical skill, but judgment, coordination, and understanding. Alex turned to his team. "Everyone, listen carefully. This isn't just a technical challenge, it's a test of humanity. We'll need to combine everything we've learned: pattern recognition, predictive adjustments, improvisation, and empathy. Work together, anticipate problems, and trust each other." The crew nodded. Fatigue had not dulled their focus. They were ready. They had survived impossible tests before, and they were determined to rise again. Hours passed in tense concentration. Alex moved between stations, monitoring progress, adjusting sequences, and ensuring coordination. The alien systems were complex and unfamiliar, but he relied on the same principle that had carried them through previous challenges. Humans think differently. Machines follow rules. Humans improvise, adapt, and combine logic with intuition. Suddenly, a warning flashed on the main console. One of the simulated energy nodes was failing faster than predicted. If they didn't act quickly, the failure could cascade, rendering the entire system unstable. "Alex," one engineer shouted, "we can't stabilize it in time." Alex didn't panic. He studied the readouts and smiled faintly. This was exactly the kind of problem humans excelled at, one that required creativity, collaboration, and courage. "Listen to me," he shouted. "We'll stabilize it using a coordinated approach. Node by node, we'll create a chain reaction of controlled adjustments. Follow my lead." He divided the crew into synchronized teams, each handling a specific node. Commands were precise, timing critical. Alex directed adjustments, reroutes, and energy pulses, predicting the system's responses and improvising solutions faster than any algorithm could. The room was tense. Every heartbeat seemed amplified. Every movement mattered. And then, slowly, the failing node stabilized. A wave of relief swept through the command center, but Alex knew there was no time to celebrate. The remaining nodes still required attention, and the aliens were observing, analyzing every choice. Step by step, the team worked through the simulation, stabilizing nodes, rerouting energy, and preventing failures. Each success built on the previous, a testament to teamwork and human ingenuity. The alien systems responded in ways that no human had predicted, but Alex's team adapted, improvising new solutions with speed and precision. Hours later, the final node flickered into stability. The simulation completed successfully. Silence filled the command center, broken only by soft exhalations of relief. The alien fleet had observed the demonstration, and now a transmission arrived. The holographic figure of the alien leader appeared, larger and clearer than before. Its eyes were sharp and commanding, yet there was a subtle warmth, an acknowledgement of understanding. "You have demonstrated what we sought to see," the alien leader said. "Not just skill, not just knowledge, but the essence of your species, creativity, empathy, coordination, and courage. You have proven that humanity is worthy of trust and dialogue." Alex felt a wave of triumph. Humanity had achieved what many had thought impossible. They had not just survived challenges, they had shown what made them remarkable. "Thank you," Alex said, voice steady despite exhaustion. "We are honored, and we hope to learn from you as much as we can. Humanity has much to offer, and we want to share knowledge, understanding, and cooperation." The alien leader inclined its head. "Your species has a spirit that is rare in the cosmos. We will open channels for collaboration and knowledge exchange." "Know that you have earned our respect." Commander Reyes clapped Alex on the shoulder. "You did it, Alex. Humanity did it. This is the beginning of something incredible." Alex smiled, thinking of Leah. Her faith had been more than encouragement, it had been a guide, a reminder that belief in others could inspire extraordinary results. He reached for the communicator, speaking to her softly. "Leah, we did it. Humanity, we showed them who we are." There was a pause. Then her voice, calm and steady, replied, "I knew you would. I always believed in you." Alex felt a warmth spread through him. The universe was vast, full of unknowns, challenges, and mysteries, but humanity had a place among the stars. They had proven that courage, ingenuity, and empathy were their greatest strengths. Later, in the quiet of the observation deck, Alex looked at Earth spinning silently below. It was a fragile blue dot, yet it had produced beings capable of rising to impossible challenges, of thinking creatively, and of acting with morality and collaboration. He reflected on the journey, the early doubts, the alien challenges, the anomaly, and the final demonstration. Humanity had faced the unknown, adapted, and prevailed, not because of power or dominance, but because of their heart, mind, and spirit. Reyes joined him, looking out at the distant alien fleet. "This is only the beginning," he said. "They'll continue to observe, challenge, and test us, but I think we're ready," Alex nodded. "Humans always find a way, and now we've proven it to the universe. Whatever comes next, we'll face it together." The crew gathered for a quiet moment of reflection, exhausted but proud. They had faced impossible odds, navigated unknown systems, survived an intelligent anomaly, and shown the universe what humanity was truly capable of. They had demonstrated resilience, ingenuity, empathy, and courage, the very traits that defined them. Alex returned to the observation window, gazing at the stars. He thought of Leah's words again. "My dad will like you, I believe in you." Her belief had inspired him, guided him, and reminded him of the power of faith in others. He picked up the communicator one last time, voice calm and resolute. "Leah, we've done it. Humanity has proven itself. The universe has seen us, and we've shown them what we're capable of." Her voice, soft and unwavering, replied, "I knew you could. You never give up. And that's why I believe in you and in all of us." Alex smiled, feeling a profound sense of fulfillment. Humanity had faced the unknown, adapted, persevered, and triumphed. They were clever, resilient, moral, and endlessly inventive, and as long as that spirit remained, nothing could stop them. The alien fleet shimmered in the distance, no longer threatening but acknowledging, observing, and ready to engage in dialogue. Humanity had earned a seat at the table of the stars, not through domination, but through ingenuity, courage, and the unyielding spirit of being human. Alex leaned back, letting the quiet wash over him. The stars stretched endlessly, filled with unknowns and possibilities, and humanity, fragile but brilliant, clever but moral, had made its mark. Above all, he felt ready. Whatever challenges awaited in the vastness of space, humans would face them, rise to them, and prevail. And in that, there was hope, not just for Alex, not just for the crew, but for the entire species. For humanity, the impossible had become possible, and the universe had taken notice.